Hello, this is SJ Talks in Life coming back at you with another video. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Almost to my 1,000 subscriber goal. I'm excited. But I still may not get monetized because I'm not, you have to have 4,000 watch hours. But anyway, I get to the 1,000 subscriber count. I'm going to have a celebration. So you'll see that video coming once I get there. But thank you, new subscribers. Thank you so much, returning subscribers. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. These, there are YouTubers on here, black women YouTubers. I, uh, well, I call them black women accountability channels. That's what I call them. Because I'm noticing that there's some black women accountability channels popping up on YouTube. And I've been watching a couple of them. With Pink Book Lessons, I consider her a black woman accountability channel. It's this new one. Her name is Crimson or something. She's a Muslim woman. Crimson or somebody like that. Something like that. I don't know, I may not be pronouncing it right. And then there's another one on here that I just stumbled across the other day. I can't remember. I think I just stumbled across this channel last night. I call them Black Women Accountability Channels because basically their whole content is they talk about issues with black women. You know, as I've always said in other videos, there's issues on both sides. You know, this gender war going on between black men and black women. Black men pointing fingers at black women pointing fingers at black men. Black men are pointing fingers at black women saying everything is your fault. You know, y'all the reason why the black community's messed up. Y'all ratchet, y'all messed up, jacked up, this and that and the other. Every other name in the book that they want to call us. And then you got, you know, y'all ain't no good and this and that and the other. And then you got black women pointing fingers at black men saying that, you know, on those channels on YouTube too, and they're saying everything is black men's fault. Everything is black men's fault, and y'all ain't no good. Y'all this and y'all that, and somewhere in all that rhetoric, there is some truth in all the there's bashing going on, but then somewhere in all that bashing, there's some truth on both sides. There's truth in all the bashing. But they're bashing in the process. But there's some truth in there too. You know, there's bashing and then there's some truth in there too on both sides. So it's just this gender war going back and forth and back and forth, back and forth between black men and black women is just crazy. It makes me dizzy. It makes me dizzy. I just, it's crazy. You know, I hate all this gender war between black men and black women. I hate it. This finger pointing, you know, and instead of this, yes, we should hold each other. Should we hold each other accountable? Well, I think that black men need to hold black men accountable, and black women need to have black women hold black women accountable. And that's I got that video coming. Black men holding black men accountable because black men as a collective don't hold each other accountable. I got that video coming. I'm gonna talk about that. But these black female accountability channels, because that's what I call them, because all they talk about is some people may say that they're pandering, and sometimes it does come across as them pandering to black men. Sometimes I watch the video because I believe in balance. You know me. I talk about issues on both sides on my channel. If any of you viewers and subscribers watch me on a regular basis, you know that I talk about what's going on both sides. You know I talk about both sides of the fence. Okay, I don't just talk about one side of the fence. I talk about both sides. I talk about what's because there's issues on both sides. Black men got issues, black women got issues, and I'm going to call it like I see it. I'm going to call out black men's issues, but I'm also going to call out black women's issues too. Okay? I'm not going to discriminate and just say, oh, all black men got all the issues and we don't. Or I'm not going to just say black women got all the issues and black men don't. And that is a little bit of the problem that I'm having with these channels, although a lot of things that they say on these channels are very true. You know, a lot of what they say on these channels are very true. You got to be able to separate. I think I have the ability to separate facts from opinions. I try to think critically. You really have the ability. You really have to have the ability to watch a lot of these YouTubers. You have to have the ability to separate facts from opinions, and I think these black women accountability channels ran by black women. I think that they want to, you know, I think that yes, they definitely want to hold black women accountable, but I also think that because in the black community we get judged as a whole, especially black women, we get judged as a whole. So if one group of black women is in our community is doing certain things, acting a certain way, then it's going to bring reproach on all black women. If a group of black women in the community, a certain percentage of black women in the community is doing certain things, being ratchet, you know, whatever, whatever that people say that black women are or doing or we're not doing right or whatever the situation is, it brings reproach on all the sisterhood. It brings reproach on the whole sisterhood in the black community. And I think it's that there's black women that get really upset because it does make us, ultimately does make us all look bad. And it makes the men look at us like, see, you know, and when the black men talk about black women and black women's issues, and they bash on top of that, they have the tendency to lump us all in the same box and say that we're all like that. We get judged as a collective and we get lumped in the same box, and that is the issue and that is the problem. So I think with these, a lot of these ladies that come on here and this, because I'm like, sometimes when I watch these channels, I'm like, wait a minute, whose side are you on? Seriously? It's like, I believe in balance. I believe in talking about both sides. But I think these women mainly focus on black women is because whatever it is that these black women are doing that are not good, it brings reproach on all of us. And it does. It does. It ultimately does. And it makes us all look bad. So if they figure if they call it out, and they let those black women know, y'all ain't, y'all, you're ratchet, y'all doing this, y'all doing that, this and that, and this and that, and this and that. You need to fix this, you need to fix this, you need to fix that. Y'all got this issue, y'all got that issue. Then maybe in efforts of maybe trying to straighten them up, if they get them straightened up, then that'll make us look better as a collective. So maybe that's the psychology behind them coming on here. And it's sometimes black women just get, like I said, our sisterhood is not strong. We don't have a strong sisterhood. And so I think that's the issue, that they're getting mad and getting angry at these black women that out here on some ratchet stuff. And they basically call them out. But it just comes across, it comes across like the black female hater bashing channels ran by black males. It comes across, it's like, I be thinking sometimes they're in that same league. And so, but they're always focused on the negative, and with the black male, that black males that hate black women and bash black women on YouTube, they always focus on the negative, and they always focus on the issues that certain percentage of black women are having in the community, and they never talk about the positive things. So that's why I call them black female haters, because they don't never point out the positives. They always talk about the negative aspects of certain black women, because that's not representative of all black women. You know what I mean? But and that's what these black female accountability channels are basically doing the same thing as the black men that bashes black women. They just talk about the negative, and they're only talking about a certain demographic of black women. They're only talking about a certain percentage of them that are doing certain things. They not on code, they're being ratchet, or whatever, or that's not representative of all black women, but they're coming across like they're putting all black women in that box. So it makes them come off like they're bashing black women. You're a black woman bashing black women. And that's how a lot of times it comes across, and that is the issue with these channels. There's nothing wrong with black women. I think black women, we need to hold each other accountable. Yes, I think black men should hold each other accountable, and black women should hold each other accountable. We definitely need to have these conversations in our sisterhood. We definitely need to have these conversations, particularly older black women with the younger black women. But the younger black women don't like to listen, and I talked about that in another video. They're so busy calling us bitter and old and all that, and they don't want to talk. They don't want to listen to us, but they can learn a lot from us. But our sisterhood is divided, you know. So the younger sisterhood versus the older sisterhood, and because our sisterhood is so divided, we can't. I don't think we can have these discussions effectively without even coming across and offending each other. Like I said, when I watch these channels, I sometimes get like well, why don't you call out black men on their stuff? Y'all always talking about what black women ain't doing right. So I mean, so it's like they don't talk about the positives. They're always focusing on the negative. And so black women, it's like, because our sisterhood is so divided, it comes across like, you know, you a sister, you a black woman yourself, but you hating on your own sisters, you know. So I just think that we just can't effectively have these conversations. The conversations need to be had. I ain't gonna say that they're not. We definitely have issues on our side of the fence. But I mean, the question is, can we have them effectively? And because our sisterhood is so divided, I don't think we can, you know, because a lot of black women may be looking at those videos, like, of the black female accountability channels, and, because sometimes I'll be like, okay, well, whose side are you on? You know, you sound just as bad as the man, you know? And so that's what I'm saying. I mean, you know, but then at the same time, a lot of what they're saying is right. I agree with a lot of the things that they say. There's a certain demographic of black women that are on some ratchet stuff. I mean, we gotta face facts. They own some ratchet stuff. They out here, not making good decisions, getting multiple fathers. They're just not making good decisions, and they own that ratchet stuff. And it ultimately does bring a reproach on all of us. And it's making the black men look at us like, see, And ain't none of them no good. Ain't none of them black women no good. In which only the reality is it's only a certain percentage of black women that are acting like that. But they have the tendency to generalize us all and put us all in the same box. So, and I guess that's the whole point of these black female accountability channels. They just wanna I think in a sense they're angry at the these black women that are falling short, because it does bring reproach on all. It makes us all look bad. Ultimately, it does make us all look bad, you know. Because I get upset too sometimes. Because I'll be like, these black men be going at us. And I'll be like, nah, there's a lot of good black women out here. A lot of black women don't act like that, or they're not like that. There's a lot of good black women out here, and it's not fair. And I get so frustrated and so upset sometimes because I be like, it is not fair. Why do the good black women got to pay for what the bad black women are doing? It's not fair. But that is the disadvantage that we have in this American society. We don't get to be judged as individuals. Unfortunately, as black people as a whole, and as black women, we don't get to be judged as individuals. Unfortunately, we get judged as a collective. We don't get any individuality. And it's sad. And a lot of times the black men, a lot of them are programmed and conditioned because they're doing the things that the society does and lump us all in the same box and generalize. Well, isn't that what society does? And so they basically mimic society and do the same thing because a lot of them are programmed and conditioned. And the media plays a big role in that. That's a whole nother video, but it's complicated. It's. Let me go. Let me know what you guys think. I get dizzy sometimes. I just. Man, that's. But yeah, but I think let me know in the comment section if you have seen any of these black female accountability channels. I think like the one lady's name is Karimzin. She's a Muslim lady. Cause I was watching a video, cracked me up, and she was talking about. I think it was last Sunday. I was watching this video, and she was talking about how black women. Y'all. She was talking about how some black women don't be keeping their house clean, and y'all do surface cleaning. You don't do no deep. Do you do deep cleaning? Don't. I'm not talking about surface cleaning. Do you do deep cleaning? Can you sew? Do you have a sewing machine? She said, do you have a needle and thread? I was like, I have a needle and thread. I don't have a sewing machine yet, but I plan on getting one. She had me thinking. And she's like, can you cook? And this and that. Because she was talking about the qualities. And this was a good video. She was making some good points because she was talking about wifely qualities. She was talking about how the types of qualities that you need to have as a wife to be a good wife, basically is what she's saying, And she was just cracking me up. She was like, some of these women don't even know how to sew a button on the shirt, or you ain't got no sewing. I said, wait a minute, just because a woman doesn't have a sewing machine doesn't make her a good woman? Now, come on, man. Come on, lady. Bruh. Come on, bruh. You know how they be saying, bruh. She was cracking me up. I was checking off a mental list as she was talking. Well, see, wait a minute now. I do have a needle and thread around here somewhere, and yes, I know how to sew. I don't have a sewing machine yet, but I'm planning on getting one. I know I can cook. Well, I do the best I can on my house. And she was like, if you got them cobwebs in your corners, it was really weird that she said that because just the day before, I took my duster and got in my corners in my living room. Just the day before I watched that video, I said, boy, that is so strange. It's really such a coincidence that she would say that because just the day before I took my little duster thing and got in my corners just the other day. And it's not something I admit, it's not something I do often, but I just ironically, coincidentally, I did it the day before I seen this video, so I just started cracking up. I said I just got my corners the other day. I said I do the best I can with my but she was making some really good points. Like I said, this lady, she a lot of things that she says is true, but it just comes across as so harsh. Some of the stuff that she says and the titles, how she titles her videos, and I know a lot of, as a YouTuber, a content creator, you do have to have catchy titles to get people to click on the video. But the titles that she put on here, that are put on her channel, is they're brutal. She comes across as really, really brutal at times, and I'm like, wait a minute, whose side are you on? Wait a minute, you don't call black men out on their stuff. And so I think in her own way of thinking, she's saying black women need to do better. Black women, you guys, if you want to be more, if you want to be, there's a lot of factors as to why black women are not married. That video is coming, and but she's like, if you want to be, if you want men to vet you and consider you more for marriage, then y'all need to get your stuff together, and these are things that you need to do, or these things you need to stop doing, and this and that and the other. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, but it just, and of course the guys, if you a black female and you talk about other black females, that's a good way to draw in a lot of the black male, particularly the black female bashers. That's a good way to draw in that audience. You're going to draw in that audience if you're a black female and all you talk about is what black women do or don't do, black women accountability. Then, because the black men only care about truth and accountability when it pertains to black women. I did a video on that. The only time they really care about truth and accountability is when it pertains to black women. They don't, when it pertains to them, it's like when you try to hold a mirror up to them, they're like, they're not, all of a sudden you're bashing them, and you're speaking certain truths about them and issues that they need to fix and work on. Then all of a sudden, oh, you're bashing us. You're bashing black men, you know, because you have some of the divestment channels on here, or some channels on here that females that hold black men to the fire and they hold them accountable, you know, and oh, she's bashing us, she hates black men. So they don't like it. See, then the shoe's on the other foot, they don't like it. But when somebody is holding a mirror up to us and talk about black women, oh, they love it, they eat it up. So I mean, that's a good way to draw in a lot of black male subscribers. If you're a black woman and you're constantly talking about black women, yeah, you want to draw in some black male subscribers. You gonna pull them in with that content. So, because they can listen to folks talk about black women all day long, but then let you start talking about them, they got a major issue. It's crazy. I tell you, we so dysfunctional. What I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna do about my people? What am I gonna do about y'all? What we gonna do? What we gonna do? What I'm gonna do about y'all? Just gotta stay in prayer. I gotta pray for my people. I gotta pray for my people. We gotta get it together as black people, black men and women. We gotta get it together. We owe it to our children to get it together. Okay. Oh, Lord Jesus. So let me know what you think in the comment section. If you've noticed these channels on, if you're black men, yeah, go ahead and I'd like to hear from you guys too. If you've noticed these channels on black or on black women holding black women accountable on YouTube, if you've noticed these channels, what are your thoughts on those channels? Do you think they're being too harsh on black women? Do you think they're being too hard? Do you think a lot of what they're saying is true? Do you have an issue with them not talking about black men's issues as well? Or do you agree with them? You think, yeah, that I like those channels, and yeah, they should be holding black women accountable. So whatever. Let me know and hit me up in the comment section and let me know what your thoughts are on that. Because I have mixed feelings about those channels. I guess to sum it all up, I have mixed feelings on them. But a lot of what they're saying is true. And black women, we should be holding each other accountable. But they have to be but it has to be done in a loving way without bashing each other, you know. All right, so if you like this channel, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe and the notification bell so every time I do a video, you'll be notified. Check me out on Facebook under Sweet June. Go to TikTok and follow me on TikTok. I'm under Sweet June 54. I got cool TikToks over there, and I can't share all of them over here because they have music. So I got some cool ones and some funny ones. Sweet June 54 on TikTok, and hit me up on my Facebook. I'm trying to build up my Facebook followers, and I'm thinking about putting some different content over there too that I may not necessarily have over here, and I got some TikToks posted over there too. So I'm trying to brainstorm and figure out what I'm gonna do with that Facebook page. I'm gonna work on it, and I might be posting some stuff over there that I may not have on YouTube. So I'm under Sweet June on Facebook. Hit me up and follow me, please. And TikTok, I'm under Sweet June 54. All right. Until the next video, be blessed.